What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Thursday edition. We have 8 games. Most of them are early, and I think it's a 3-game night slate for what we have. We're still going to cover it. So if you've never been here before, welcome to the channel. Would love to know how you guys found us, whether or not it was up next, YouTube algorithm suggested us, or it was on the front page. I would absolutely love to know. But what we've got for you here is that maybe a little bit different than what you're used to. So you're probably used to looking at a couple of different positions, looking at the plays at those positions, and that is it. But we do things a little bit differently, except for on Top 5 Tuesdays. But every other day of the week, we look at all the games, we look at all the pitchers, we look at the batters, we look at the BVP, we look at the history, the splits. We really dig into everything. So these videos are very long. They take a lot of time, but we're trying to make you a better DFS player. And if you cannot afford to join FTA Plus for $10 a week, $30 a month, you can always watch the entire video and click on the ads here and comment and engage with these videos, because that helps the channel out. So the more we do that, the more I am able to make these videos all by myself. But we try to have giveaways every single day as well. Try to have 2 giveaways in the MLB videos every single day. And here's how to win. First way, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on the video. Do not spam the comments, but leave a comment on the video. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus. That is a week of all sports. So all sports that are current now are everything but NFL. We're not going to have PGA content today on Thursday because it's only on DraftKings and it's different. It's not a normal tournament, and it's been very. I've had a lot of questions. So we're not going to do those kind of tournaments, especially with not being on Fanduel either. But it still offers. We have MMA, we have NASCAR, we have NBA, NFL. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a shot at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And if you win a year pass 3 times total, we will upgrade that to a lifetime pass. So all you got to do is make sure you come back to these videos, like them, and leave comments to have a shot every single day. You could win every single day. The more people comment, the more people have chances, but the less people that comment, the better your shot is. So get in there and get your comment in there. Second way to win, somewhere in the video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it, type it in, and have a second shot at a free week of FTA Plus. So we are going to roll it for yesterday's video. We had a minimum of 50 likes, so we're going to roll it for that. And we're going to roll it a second time for a keyword. Even if the keyword is in this comment right here, we're still going to re-roll it for the comment. So the winner is, there you go, Craig Carpenter 7802. I don't know if you've won before, but congratulations. All you got to do is email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That email is down below in the description, along with our absolutely free Discord you can check out. Email me and let me know if you have a username on the site. If you do not, I need a username, an email, and a password. We'll get you set up for your free pass. So congratulations to Craig. Now we're going to re-roll it. You have a shot to win again because it was hump day. The phrase was hump day. So you do have a shot to win yet again. And the winner of the keyword is Red Andrio Grande. If you had the keyword in there, you would have won. So that is why I always tell you, leave a comment, but always leave the keyword in that comment. But thank you for enjoying the in-depth analysis. You so close to winning. Let's see if we can get someone with a keyword for the keyword winner. There you go, William Fasanella. Congratulations. Just email, both of you email me, let me know you saw that you are winners, and we will move on. So what we're going to do is we're going to use outlier.bet. We're going to dig into the numbers there. If you want to sign up, they're going to give you, I believe, a 7-day free trial to the premium, which you can sign up down below. It's going to get you access to EV Plus, boosts, and arbitrage and middle bets. On top of that, the normal package is going to get you the props, the games, and everything. The link is down below to sign up. That is another way to help us out if you guys want to help us out. So just kind of, we're going to look, first game, we're going to look at the White Sox at the Twins. Early 12:10. Again, this is an early slate for a Thursday. This is pretty much a normal slate for a Thursday, kind of a getaway day for most players or most teams. So we look at this and we're going to dig in a little bit. We're going to take a look at all the games. We're going to look at the pitchers. We're going to use this as well. So Chicago, there is a chance for rain. So it's always something to look at. We do have Chris Paddock versus Shane Smith. So looking at this, even if there wasn't rain, the wind is blowing in. So it is not conducive to hitting. Both of these teams are kind of lackluster in that hitting department anyway. So if you wanted to look at pitchers and not, if we want to take a look and not hopefully get screwed over by them starting the game and then it the rain stopping it. Chris Paddock does come in with a 7.27 ERA. He's had 2 good starts in a row, a bad start against Houston, a very bad start against this White Sox team. So they've already hit him before. That was at Chicago, whether or not that's a factor being home or away. This White Sox team started off the season kind of good. Like, they were putting up runs. They've kind of come back down to earth where we thought they would. Chris Paddock scares me a little bit. I mean, he had a good game against Atlanta with 6 Ks. He had 5 Ks against Detroit. Both of those offenses should be hitting. Detroit's hitting better than Atlanta. And he's had decent starts there. What you're looking for in DFS, 2 to 2.5 times value. So basically at his $7,000 price, we're looking at 14 to basically 17 to 18 range, which he has hit over that his last 2 starts. I'm okay with him. But again, the White Sox have hit him this year already. Whether or not it was a fluke, I don't know. Then you got Shane Smith, comes in 2.82 ERA. 2 starts with 6 innings. He did pitch against this Minnesota team this year. 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks. I mean, 11.2 is really not a ton. He's only hit value 1 time this year, and it was against Cleveland, which is actually the most surprising team that he probably should have gotten hit a little bit harder against. But the whole, will he go deep into games? That kind of scares me as well. Along with the weather, I don't think, there's 2 out of the 4 games early, there's 2 games that have weather concern. For Paddock, I maybe look at him a little bit, but then we can look a little bit. The White Sox bats against Paddock. You do have Andrew Vaughn with the home run. You got Benintendi with the home run and Michael Taylor with the home run. Against right-handed pitching this year, to be honest with you, I think people might be on Paddock. Maybe we do look at the White Sox. Again, hopefully. The only problem is the wind blowing in. If it changes up a little bit, I probably like a little bit more. But the ones I would look at if I were to use Chicago White Sox bats, probably Andrew Vaughn, probably Andrew Benintendi. Michael A. Taylor I would look at. I might even throw in Luis Robert as well. You could throw in Lennon Sosa. But maybe a Baldwin brother here. I just don't know if I trust it enough. It's all 100% tournament, though. I wouldn't look in cash. And the Minnesota bats against Shane Smith, they really didn't do anything against him. If I were to take Minnesota bats, I'm taking Byron Buxton, who's, he's stealing bases, so he's getting us points that way. I want to take him till he gets hurt. Harrison Bader's batting 300 against righties. Got 3 bombs this year. Buxton has 4. You got Ty France, 254 batting average, 2 home runs there. I would look at him. You could look at a little bit of Willie Castro, and I honestly don't mind Ryan Jeffers. Usually I like to take Jeffers against lefties, but in this one, if we are going to full stack, I think Jeffers makes my lineup in that one as well. So that's kind of where I'm at in this one. The weather is going to dictate whether or not we get into this game whatsoever. Seattle at Boston is the next game. I do like both of these pitchers. Both of these teams. Oh, I did forget to mention, if you are new to the channel, so we're going to break down every single game. Then after that, we're going to go through our matchup tool. So what it is we ran 10,000 simulations in the background, and I'm going to tell you all the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. Throughout the day, we do update 20,000 simulations, and we pump that into the website under the MLB tab, under the matchup tool. So they will change from now till 20,000 simulations. And again, this is taking into effect the current weather situation. So if the weather does hold off in these games, the simulations will show that. So that being said, we'll do that. Then after that, we'll do Pitches Be Crazy, which is the 5 pitchers on the slate that have the best matchups against teams that strike out the most. Then we will have our Makin Bacon bets. So what those are, we'll look at some of the bets that we like for the day, over under 1.5 bases. Maybe there's some home run bets in there. It just depends on what the early simulations show. So we'll all put that there. That'll all be in the chapter section that you guys can click back and forth on. But Seattle-Boston game, I really do like this matchup here. So looking at this, they don't really see each other much. Brian Wu, 8 plate appearances against Boston. Garrett Crochet, 34 plate appearances, 226. Both of these teams, they do strike out. We've taken Garrett Crochet the past 2 games he's faced against his former team, the White Sox. He now goes, so he's made 3 starts away, 2 starts at home. He'll make his 3rd start at home. He's got a .77 ERA at home. Seattle's not that really good of a team. They strike out 3rd most out of any team on this slate here. So I do like Garrett Crochet. He's the picture. of the video and the article. There's a reason, like, he's in a great spot here. He is expensive, but I think I want to take him there if we possibly can. And then you have Brian Wu on the other hand. You're going to save money. He's under 8K, which we love, especially on DraftKings when you have two pitchers. If you can like get a balanced lineup with two pitchers under 8K, usually that's where we want to go. So I'm looking at him as well because Boston does strike out they strike out the third most. Seattle strikes out the fourth most out of all active teams today. Comes in with a 3.12 ERA. He has not faced Boston this year. Coming off not a good start against Toronto. They have dropped his price from 9,200 down to 7,900. I do know that Boston, they can hit, but they can also strike out a ton. So if you want to either take him for DFS or you want to take him for sports betting, I am completely okay with that. But we'll dig into the numbers a little bit. We'll look at them. We'll see what bats have had success against these teams in the past. So neither has faced each other this year. Seattle bats against Crochet that's had success. Al Raleigh, Randy Arozarena. That is it. Against left-handed pitching this year, you can see overall, so green means good, that they're better against them. Red means not good. The majority of them, they do not hit lefties well. If you wanted to take some one-offs here, I don't mind a Dylan Moore. If he gets the start, he's got 5 bombs, batting .429 against lefties. Again, though, Crochet is a really good pitcher. Al Raleigh's one you could look at. Mitch Garver, if he's in there. I don't know which one will start at catcher. Thursday's kind of like Sunday. You never know. I mean, that's kind of it. I don't trust anybody else. I would rather look at Garrett Crochet. Then you got Brian Wu. He's only faced 8 total batters. Like I said, that's 8 total at bats. That's 2 batters. Sable does have a home run. That is it. Nobody else. And we kind of look at that, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. But then you dig into the numbers a little bit, and you see that Alex Bregman's been on fire against righties this year, batting .301 with 4 bombs. So you look at him. Christian Campbell batting .353 with 3 bombs. Got Ref Snyder batting .357. Again, that's only 14 at bats, but he's still an option. Duran batting .286 with a bomb. You got Wilyer Abreu. Like, for as many strikeouts as this Boston team does, they do put up runs against righties. So that's what kind of scares me with Brian Wu. I might take Wu in sports betting, like 5+ strikeouts or 6+ strikeouts. I don't know if I trust him in DFS enough. But again, with a 4-game main slate, you're kind of handcuffed to the pitchers that you can take. So if I were to take a team to bat, it would be Boston and Crochet, but Brian Wu for tournaments or DF or sports betting, I'm okay with that one as well. Colorado at Kansas City does have a pitcher's or a rain concern. It is a pitcher's ballpark. You got Cole Reagans versus Dollander. Now, Reagans, we took him against Detroit. His last start didn't work out for us. Detroit's a really good hitting team, but they were striking out a ton. They just didn't do it in that game. Or they did. He had 8 strikeouts, but he gave up 5 earned runs in the meantime, and that's why we saw 9.6 fantasy points, which is not enough. We were more thinking he would do what he did against Cleveland or Minnesota. Now he gets a team. The Colorado Rockies strike out the most out of any team. The weather is going to be a concern here. But I do like Reagans. You are going to save some money there. Then you do have Dollander. So Dollander comes in with a 7.36 ERA. He's had one really good start against San Diego, a bad start against Washington, gave up 9 runs, 6 of them earned. They literally just put him out there, and they did not pull him from that game. They didn't want to waste the bullpen arm for some reason. Bullpen's terrible anyway. 0.4 fantasy points is what he's coming off of. 6,400. For tournaments, I'm okay with it, but again, he did really well against San Diego. But let's dig in and see what the Royals actually do against right-handed pitching, and that'll kind of help determine the next step here. And again, what I love about Outlier, not only do we have the stats we're looking at, we have everything right here to help us out, to show us Vegas odds. And then you could dig into like player props. We just don't have any props at the moment, but you can dig into them. You can look at team props, player props, or even game props there. But Colorado bats against, against Cole Reagans, you have 1 home run, and that is it. Against left-handed pitching, like Brenton Doyle's batting .455, that's only 11 at-bats, though. They really haven't seen him. Like Hunter Goodman is one I would look at. 296 batting average, 2 bombs, 27 at-bats against lefties. You could look at him. Brenton Doyle, Mickey Moniak. They just sent down Zach Veen, so you can't use him. Like, those are the one-offs that I would use. I don't know if I would stack them. You could go, again, weather being a concern, we'll kind of see. And being a pitcher's park, that on top of that. Then you got, obviously, the Royals have never faced Chase Dollander before. So we look at this, and against right-handed pitching this year, not the best. Bobby Witt Jr. batting .287 with 2 bombs. You could look at him. Kyle Isbell batting .232. He does hit righties better than lefties, but again, only batting .232. Not ideal. Furman batting .250 with 1 home run. Michael Garcia, 2 home runs. Like, there's not much. Pascatino, there's not much. Tournament-wise, I think Reagan's is both cash and tournament, whatever you want to do. If you want to go strikeouts, 5, 6 plus strikeouts for a bet, I'm okay with that. If you want to go Dollander for tournaments, I don't mind that. Just because of overall Kansas City's been bad. It is a pitcher's ballpark. Never seen him before. That's the only thing that I could see maybe giving a plus to him. But again, it'll depend on how long he goes into this game. And that could be the big key there. So if you do look at what Dollander's done inning-wise, he's not gone over 5.2 innings. And that was his best start against San Diego. So I'm okay with him, especially, but again, weather being a concern. Obviously, we have weather tab on the cheat sheet, which you guys can check out. It gives you a batter rating, a pitcher rating. If we think it's going to be a delay, we've got all of that there. $10 a week is pretty good. I will tell you, if you get in now with a recurring subscription, it'll be $10 a week. But after May 1st, it will be $15 a week, and that will be what it's starting out at. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely, I highly suggest jumping in there while you can now. So then we got Milwaukee at San Francisco. This is a pitcher's ballpark, just like Kansas City is. In this, the wind is blowing out, but it's blowing out to the biggest part of the field, which has early simulations, 34%, negative 34% chance for home runs. There's no positive chance for home runs. Angel Stadium has plus 0%, so it's neutral right now. You got Raup versus Tobias Myers making his season debut. Roop comes in, did have a good start against the Angels. We did take him there. He went 7 innings, 9 Ks, a 4.09 ERA, a 2-1 record. This is a pitcher's ballpark, though. If we look at splits, he's only pitched once at home, and he did a 1.50 ERA. That's not bad. Again, for tournaments at 8,200, I think he's okay. Tobias Myers, my problem is, I'm trying to see. Into this, I'm in the style, struck out 5 over 5. I mean, I wonder, Myers tossed 76 pitches in the outing, so he should be able to handle something close to the start. We don't know how deep he's going to go into a game. That's the problem. You can't really guess because he's coming off the IL, and this will be his first start of the year. Milwaukee against Raup, basically one start, 4 at-bats is the most they have. William Contreras is 3 for 4, and that is it. So if we look against right-handed pitching this year, though, William Contreras batting .288 with a couple of 3 bombs. Jake Bauers is in there. It would be a cheap option. Got Bryce Terang batting .352 with 2 bombs. I could definitely see him being there. Christian Yelich batting .259 with 5 home runs. I would throw in Rhys Hoskins if he gets in there. Like, I don't mind this. I might look. The problem is it's a ballpark. It's a pitcher's ballpark, but the Milwaukee bats I talked about, I don't mind them. San Francisco bats against Myers. Matt Chapman's the only one that has a home run. Against right-handed pitching this year, not ideal, but Wilmer Flores batting .286 with 5 bombs. Mike Yastrzemski batting .340 with 2 bombs. Those would be 2 ones that I'd look at. Elliot Ramos, he's maybe a sophomore slump. He's not doing as well as he did last year, but 3 bombs from him. I could look at them. Maybe Matt Chapman, just because he has had mild success. Maybe Tyler Fitzgerald. And again, I will have exposure to both of these pitchers for tournaments, but I'll both have exposure to those bats we talked about in those stacks there. So that is your early main slate, whatever we're calling on each website. I would pay up for Garrett Crochet. I would look at Cole Reagans a little bit. Dollander for tournaments because he's so cheap. But again, like 2 games that do have weather concerns, we got to monitor that situation. Hopefully it won't matter, but again, it might. And then you got a 3-game night slate, or depending on which website you're on, it could be considered the main slate. I just don't like how both FanDuel and DraftKings, they don't have the same slates. It's annoying. Pittsburgh at the Angels. You got Tyler Anderson versus. I looked at how to pronounce this name, and I've been pronouncing it wrong. It's Carmen Majinski, apparently. Carmen Majinski. I don't understand how you get that out of those letters. Makes no sense to me. But that is neither here. That is neither there. So we're looking at Tyler Anderson, 2.08 ERA. I mean, he's doing some good things. He's had back-to-back really good starts. One against San Francisco, one against Houston. He's had back-to-back 6K in those games. Comes in with a 106 whip, a 21 strikeouts against a Pittsburgh team that they can strike out. They strike out fifth most out of any team here. And then I don't even remember. Majinski? I don't even remember how I just said it. But yeah, I mean, he's had one good start and then 3 bad starts coming off his worst start of the year against Cleveland. Now he goes up against the Angels. Now, the Angels strike out second most out of any team that is current here. So that's where I'm like, he's 5K. We look at Majinski. 5K is pretty damn good. We'd love to see 5 innings. If we could get 21 out of him, that would be amazing, being 5K. But we also know that overall this year, the Angels have also been putting up some runs. So it's kind of crazy. Majinski, though, here coming off the bad start, like we said. Tyler Anderson coming off pretty good start. Pretty good overall as well. This Baltimore-Washington game is a game in the middle that it's a single game. So we're not going to cover that. So we can look at this real quick. And we can check out any of the bats. Angels bats against Majinski. I mean, they haven't seen him. You look at against right-handed pitching. Overall, they don't hit it very well. But the ones that have this year so far, Jorge Soler batting 286 with 4 bombs. Adele with 2 bombs batting 271. Shanuel 288 batting average, 2 home runs. Taylor Ward batting 221. He does hit righties better. 5 home runs. Mike Trout does have 8 home runs, but he's only batting 174 against righties. These are all. Kyron Paris also kind of cooled down a little bit. Logan O'Hoppy's another one. I kind of like for his price for 5K, I'll have Majinski a little bit, but I think I will have an Angel stack for sure. They just hit righties a little bit better, and they've been doing pretty decent. Pittsburgh bats against Tyler Anderson in their career. Brian Reynolds has a home run, and so does Joey Bart. That is it. And you can see the majority of them, they don't hit lefties as well. So I'm on the fence, or on the side of probably looking at Tyler Anderson as my top option on this 3-game. Not top option, but option on this slate. Pittsburgh bats, none of them, through 10,000 simulations, none of them jump out to me enough to warrant, hey, this is what I would do. So then you have Tampa Bay at Arizona. You got Corbin Burns. Really has not hit value once this year. If there was a start for him to hit it, it would be against this Tampa Bay offense that has been lackluster to start the season. Splits wise, you can see pitching at home, only 1 game, 4.50 ERA, so you can't really go with the splits. Tampa Bay is a bad team, but for his price, he has not hit value one time. He hit value 1 time this year, and that was the first start of the year against the Yankees. Drew Rasmussen comes in. We look at game logs. Face the Yankees, 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, 2 fantastic starts in a row, mediocre start against Texas, and a good start against Pittsburgh. I think Rasmussen could be sneaky as well. Because Arizona, we know they can hit. They usually hit lefties better, though. And that's kind of what we'll look at, right? So we'll look at the games here against Corbin Burns in their career. So obviously, not seeing him a ton. He was in Milwaukee last year. He was with Baltimore. So basically, 1 start worth of, 2 starts worth of games against him. Chris Morel is the only one that has a home run. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit okay. But, I mean, it's very, very streaky. Like Cameron Misner, 391 batting average, 2 home runs. So if you want to look at like a Tampa Bay bat, he's one I would look at. Brandon Lau I would look at. Chris Morel does bat 308 with 1 home run. So you could look at him. Junior Caminero, 259, 4 bombs. I mean, Jonathan Aranda is batting 389 against righties this year, 4 bombs. Like if I were to go bats in Tampa Bay, those would be the ones. But then I remember I just watched Tampa Bay's offense last week against the Yankees pitching. They're not as good as Corbin Burns, and they were able to. Their runs were very hard to come by for Tampa Bay. and I don't know why. Arizona bats against Rasmussen. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is batting 364 with 1 home run. That is it. Against right-handed pitchers, Josh Naylor batting 387. He's definitely a bat I would look at. Gabriel Moreno batting 238 I would look at. Corbin Carroll, again, sophomore slump is done. He's into his junior year. 357 batting average with 7 bombs this year. He's also stealing bases. Pavin Smith batting 411 with 4 bombs. My only problem with Pavin Smith, I needed him for a home run the other day, and he didn't give it to me. What they do is he doesn't play the whole game. If the game is close, they will sub him out for defense or a pinch runner. So that's the only problem. Like, he might not get 4 at-bats in this game. That's the problem that I have with Pavin Smith, but he does very well against right-handed pitching this year. So I'll have exposure to both of these pitchers. The offenses are what's like Drew Rasmussen for tournaments. I think Corbin Burns is both tournament and cash if you guys are playing cash. And then the final game, Texas at the Athletics. You got Jacob deGrom versus JT Ginn or Jen. Didn't know what to expect out of him. 4.2 innings his last start against Milwaukee. 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. The strikeouts were there. He was very cheap at 6,600. He did hit value, 2 times value, what we're looking for. Had a good start against the Mets. So now that just depends on what are we going to get here. Texas offense has been lackluster as well. This ballpark is not conducive to pitching at much this year. It's a minor league ballpark. You got Jacob deGrom, who also has not hit value. He hit value twice. So he's had 2 good games, 2 good games, and 2 bad games. The Dodgers, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. Okay. The strikeouts have been a little bit lower. He had 7 in that game. He now goes up against an Athletics team. Overall, they are not in the top 5 to strike out. But which deGrom are we going to get? That's the problem. That's what I don't know. Are we going to get the 20 plus? Or are we going to get the 6 plus fantasy? That's what scares me. But we can dig into the numbers a little bit. We can definitely see. Before we do that, the key word of the day is thirsty, because it is Thirsty Thursday. So Athletic bats against Jacob deGrom in their career, like Langeliers has a home run, Arias has a home run, and Seth Brown, they all have home run. Against right-handed pitching this year, they're doing pretty well. Overall, they're very surprising, a surprising offense. But Peretta, batting 273, he'd be a very cheap option if you're looking for a stack there. Soderstrom, batting 294 with 8 bombs. You could look at him. Jacob Wilson is a cheap option. 74 at-bats, batting 338. So he's getting in those games. He's just hitting righties very well. And he's very underutilized, underowned. People do not have him, especially even in these, when you're stacking this team, they don't have him as one of the top stack options, which is kind of crazy sometimes. Everyone's going to be on Brent Rooker. He's got 5 bombs, 231 batting average. Lawrence Butler's batting 694. 294 against righties this year, 2 home runs. Those are all great options. deGrom, I don't know what deGrom we're going to get, though. I think people are going to see what he did last game and go all over him. And if you want to be above the field and you want to have the ownership that people don't have, Athletics as a stack might be kind of fun. We could look at that way. Texas bats against Ginn. Not much. No one hit a home run. Against right-handed pitching, though, Josh Smith batting 447 this year. You've got Josh Young, 293 batting average, 1 home run. Corey Seager is batting 340. We love Corey Seager. I would definitely get him in there. You've got Harris, if he gets in there. And then Wyatt Langford, 278 with 4 bombs. Those would be the bats that I'd look at. It's just crazy how bad Jock Peterson has been this year. Crazy how bad he is. You could always look at Jonah Heim. Probably is the starting catcher today. So I do not mind him either. So this the little 3-game slate's done. deGrom at his price, I don't know. I think I'd rather go Burns and Rasmussen. But I think I'm going to have Tyler Anderson as well at 7,700. It's a little crazy little slate, but I wanted to bring as much information as I possibly could. Now we're going to give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. I'll let you know right now, it's a small slate. There's not a ton right now. If you want to see all of them, go to the MLB tab, go to the matchup tool, and you can check it out right there. We don't have many, but we've got number 1 is Bobby Witt Jr. Number 2 is Jonathan India. 3 is Byron Buxton. 4 is Michael Garcia. 5 is Corey Seager. 6, Ty France. 7, Carlos Correa. 8, Trevor Larnach. And 9, Mike Yastrzemski. Now, if the weather holds up A Minnesota and Kansas City stack look to be the top 2 of the day. Again, through 10,000 simulations. These can and will update. So definitely use this information, but come back and see the updated information through the 20,000 simulations. I want to thank every one of you that have made this MLB season. I think we're doing way better than we did last year, which is wild. You guys killed it last year. We've gotten so many new subscribers this MLB season. It's been amazing. I want to thank everybody. The best thing you could do for us, like the videos, watch the entire video for the whole watch time. Maybe watch it a couple of times a day in the background. It would help, but liking it and commenting help the algorithm so much. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for sending us tips as well. If you want to, you can always, the Cash App's down below, or I do have Venmo or PayPal, so we can do either of those as well. So, pitches be crazy. These are the top 5 according to the teams that strike out the most. Cole Reagan's number 1 versus Colorado. Colorado is striking out 10.95 times per game, 10.92 on the road. Carmen Mlodzinski against the Angels. Angels are striking out 9.45 times a game, 10.14 at home. Brian Wu at Boston. Boston striking out 9.36 times per game, 8.17 at home. Garrett Crochet versus Seattle. Seattle striking out 9.04 times per game, 8.90 on the road. And Tyler Anderson versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is striking out 9.04 times per game, 8.91 on the road. So, number 1 is Cole Reagans. Number 2 is Carmen Mlodzinski. 3 is Brian Wu. 4 is Garrett Crochet. And 5 is Tyler Anderson. So those are your pitches be crazy. Now we are going to look at all of the batters that we like that have good matchups. Basically looking at 10 out of 10 matchups and that we think could get 2+ bases. So number 1 for the day, this is Makin Bacon Bets. Bobby Witt Jr. versus Dollander. I think he gets that easily. Byron Buxton versus Shane Smith. Corey Seager versus JT Ginn. Carlos Correa versus Shane Smith. Maikel Garcia versus Dollander. Ty France versus Shane Smith. Mike Yastrzemski versus Tobias Myers. And finally, Jonathan India versus Dollander. Now, these are all the ones that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating that get 2+ bases, like have a good frequency of getting the 2+ bases. So again, Bobby Witt Jr., Byron Buxton, Corey Seager, Carlos Correa, Maikel Garcia, Ty France, Mike Yastrzemski, and Jonathan India. So we have 8 batters that we think are going to get over 2 bases or over 1.5 bases or 2+ bases, however you want to do it. Those are our bets today. Again, weather's going to be a factor here, so definitely look at that. If you want to see other bets that we might like, or you want to bounce ideas off of each other, the links are down below for the completely free Discord, and we look forward to getting you in there, talking about things, whether or not you want to MLB DFS tab, if you want to show a lineup, you want to say where would you change, or you want to show us how you won, or where you've been at, and what you've been around. Completely, we are up for that. We are trying to make it a better community for you guys, and I want you guys to feel like you can come in and ask questions, because we're trying to make you a better DFS player. Now, if you want an abbreviated version of what we talked about, and you want just some plays and stuff, we've got those. We've got everything here, from a matchup tool, simulations, BVP matchups, batter splits, stolen base targets. So if you want to do some stolen base, you could look. That is also plus fantasy points or sports betting. You got our cheat sheet. We got chalk. We got ballpark factors, umpire factors, bullpen stats. So if you want to see which bullpens are bad, you can look at if there's a bad starting pitcher, the bullpen's bad, maybe we stack that. There you have it. That's what we've got today. We'll be back with a full slate on Friday. I cannot wait. That video might be able to come out a little bit earlier, since the majority of the games will lock pretty early, since the main slate for this day is like noon or 11, depending on where you're at. So that's what I've got in this video. Let's have a great day, whether or not you're doing NBA DFS, whether or not you're doing MLB DFS. Let's have fun sports betting or DFS. But most importantly, you guys know what to do. We need to bring home some bacon. Peace.